Let me tell you something, being single is not a curse, it's a season of power, purpose, and preparation. This is not the time to feel sorry for yourself, not the time to wonder if something's wrong with you, and definitely not the time to settle for less than what you deserve. Being single is not the absence of love, it's the presence of opportunity. Being single is an unparalleled opportunity for self-discovery and growth, a chapter in life that many overlook or underestimate. It is a time when you can truly turn inward and explore the depths of who you are without the influence or expectations of a partner. In a relationship, it is easy to get caught up in the dynamics of pleasing someone else or compromising your wants and needs for the sake of harmony. But when you are single, you have the rare privilege of making yourself the center of your own world. This is not selfishness, it's self-awareness. It's about uncovering your authentic self and aligning with your truest desires. When you're single, you get the chance to ask yourself the big questions: who am I? What do I value most? What kind of life do I want to build? These are questions that require time, honesty, and introspection. They cannot be answered while juggling the complexities of a romantic relationship. Being single gives you the time and space to explore these ideas deeply. It allows you to break free from societal expectations and the roles others might impose on you. You get to decide on your own terms what success, happiness, and fulfillment look like for you. This period of self-discovery is not just about finding answers, it's about embracing the journey itself. You get to experiment with your interests and hobbies, perhaps rediscovering passions you put on hold or exploring new ones you've always been curious about. Maybe you'll find that painting soothes your soul, that running clears your mind, or that cooking brings you joy. These are experiences you might never have prioritized if your attention was divided. Being single allows you to fully dive into these activities, not as a means to impress someone else, but purely because they bring you joy and fulfillment. This is the time to get to know your strengths and weaknesses without judgment. Being in a relationship can sometimes mask areas where we need growth because we rely on our partner to fill in the gaps. But when you're single, you have no choice but to confront these areas head on. Perhaps you'll discover that you need to work on your patience, or maybe you'll realize you're stronger and more resilient than you ever gave yourself credit for. Each of these realizations becomes a stepping stone to becoming the best version of yourself. Singleness is also an opportunity to reflect on past relationships and extract valuable lessons from them. Without the distraction of a new relationship, you can take the time to understand what worked and what didn't. You can analyze your patterns, identify red flags you might have ignored, and gain clarity on what you truly need in a partner. This reflection is not about dwelling on the past, but about using it as a tool to create a better future. It's about learning from your experiences and ensuring that when the time comes, you're better equipped to build a healthy, fulfilling relationship. One of the most empowering aspects of being single is the autonomy it grants you. You are in complete control of your decisions, your time, and your energy. You don't have to check in with anyone or compromise your plans. You can travel to new places, take risks in your career, or simply spend a weekend binge watching your favorite shows without guilt or obligation. This freedom is not something to be taken for granted. It is a gift that allows you to explore life on your terms and uncover what truly makes you happy. As you go through this journey of self-discovery, you also start to build a deeper relationship with yourself. You begin to recognize your worth and understand that your value is not determined by your relationship status. You learn to enjoy your own company and find peace in solitude. This inner confidence radiates outward, making you more attractive not only to potential partners, but also to opportunities and experiences that align with your newfound sense of self. Being single also fosters independence, not just in a practical sense, but emotionally and mentally. You learn to rely on yourself, to be your own support system, and to face challenges head on. This independence is not about shutting others out, it's about knowing that you are capable of standing on your own 2 feet. It's about becoming the kind of person who can contribute meaningfully to a relationship rather than depending on it for survival. Being single is not a pause in your life's journey. It's a vital chapter of growth and self-discovery. It's a time to plant the seeds of who you want to become and nurture them without interference. It's an opportunity to align your actions with your values and set the foundation for a future where you are authentically yourself, whether in a relationship or on your own. Being single is an extraordinary opportunity to build your life on your own terms. It is a time to invest in yourself and create a foundation that aligns with your deepest aspirations. When you're single, you have the freedom to focus entirely on what you want to achieve, unencumbered by the compromises that often come with a relationship. This is your moment to construct the future you desire brick by brick with no one else dictating the blueprint. It's a time for building, not just in the external sense, but internally as well. One of the greatest gifts of singleness is the ability to set goals without needing anyone else's approval or input. You can dream as big as you want, take as many risks as you need, and set a pace that suits your ambitions. Whether it's pursuing a career goal, starting a business, going back to school, or learning a new skill, this is the time to take bold steps toward your vision. You're not waiting on someone else to catch up or trying to balance your goals with theirs. The only person you're accountable to is yourself, and that kind of autonomy is powerful. This period also allows you to allocate your time and resources exactly where you want them. In a relationship, time is often divided between personal goals and the relationship itself. While there is beauty in building together, there is also immense value in building alone. When you're single, your time is entirely your own. You can spend your evenings working late to finish a project, your weekends attending workshops or networking events, and your mornings cultivating a fitness routine that energizes you. Every moment becomes an investment in yourself, a step closer to the life you envision. Building isn't just about external success, it's also about creating a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling. This is your chance to focus on the aspects of life that bring you joy and satisfaction. Maybe you've always wanted to travel the world but didn't have the freedom to do so. Now you can plan trips to explore new cultures and expand your perspective. Perhaps you've dreamed of volunteering for a cause close to your heart. This is the time to do it. Being single gives you the space to align your actions with your values, creating a life that reflects who you are and what matters most to you. Being single offers an opportunity to take full control of your resources. Without the shared expenses or financial compromises of a relationship, you can set your own priorities. You can create a budget that focuses on your goals, whether that's saving for a house, investing in your education, or starting a retirement fund. You can make decisions without needing to consult anyone else, allowing you to move quickly and confidently toward financial independence. This is a time to build not only wealth, but also the habits and mindset that will sustain it. While you're building your external life, you're also strengthening your internal foundation. Singleness is a time to work on your character, your discipline, and your resilience. These qualities are the bedrock of any successful life, and they are often honed in solitude. When you set a goal and achieve it on your own, you build confidence in your ability to navigate life's challenges. When you face setbacks and overcome them without leaning on a partner, you cultivate strength and perseverance. These experiences shape you into someone who is self-reliant, capable, and unstoppable. This is also a time to build relationships outside of romance. Friendships, family connections, and professional networks are all essential parts of a fulfilling life. Being single allows you to dedicate time and energy to these relationships, strengthening your support system and broadening your perspective. It's an opportunity to surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you, who challenge you to grow and hold you accountable to your goals. These connections enrich your life and serve as a reminder that love and support come in many forms. In this season of singleness, you have the chance to explore what fulfillment truly means to you. Without the influence of a partner, you can define success and happiness on your own terms. You can experiment, take risks, and make mistakes, all without fear of disappointing someone else. This freedom allows you to be fully present in your journey, embracing the highs and learning from the lows. Each step you take, each decision you make, is a testament to your ability to build a life that reflects your unique vision and values. Being single is not a pause, it's a process. It's a time to lay the groundwork for the person you're becoming and the life you're creating. You have the tools, the time, and the autonomy to build something extraordinary, something that is entirely and unapologetically yours. This is your season to construct a life that feels like home, a life that serves as a testament to your strength, your resilience, and your determination to thrive on your own terms. Being single provides a unique and invaluable opportunity for healing and self-love, a process that is often overlooked in the rush to find companionship. Many people move from one relationship to another without addressing the wounds they carry, seeking comfort in someone else instead of looking inward. But singleness gives you the time, space, and solitude to focus on yourself, to confront your pain, and to rebuild your emotional foundation. It is not a passive state, it is a transformative one, where you take charge of your inner well-being and learn to truly love yourself. Healing is not always an easy journey. It requires courage to face the pain you may have buried, the heartbreaks you've endured, and the disappointments that linger. But being single allows you to do this work without distractions, without the pressure to meet someone else's expectations, and without the need to mask your struggles. You have the freedom to sit with your emotions, to understand them, and to process them fully. This is how true healing begins, not by ignoring the pain, but by acknowledging it and working through it. When you're in a relationship, it's easy to project your unresolved issues onto your partner or to expect them to fix what's broken inside you. But that's not their job, it's yours. Being single teaches you to take responsibility for your own healing. It forces you to look in the mirror and ask, what do I need to address within myself? What patterns do I need to break? What wounds do I need to heal? These are not questions someone else can answer for you. They are deeply personal, and only you have the power to uncover the answers. This healing process is not just about addressing past relationships, it's also about recognizing the ways in which you may have neglected yourself. Perhaps you've stayed in situations where you were undervalued, or maybe you've tolerated behavior that didn't align with your worth. Being single gives you the chance to step back and evaluate why. It allows you to identify where you've compromised too much and where you need to set stronger boundaries. This self-reflection is crucial for ensuring that, moving forward, you don't repeat the same mistakes or settle for less than you deserve. As you heal, you begin to rebuild your relationship with yourself. This is where self-love comes into play. For too long, many of us look for love outside of ourselves, believing that another person will fill the gaps in our hearts. But the truth is, no one can love you in the way you need until you learn to love yourself first. Being single is your chance to do just that. It's your time to discover what makes you happy, what makes you feel valued, and what brings you peace. It's your opportunity to treat yourself with the kindness, compassion, and respect you might have been seeking from others. Self-love is not just a feeling, it's an action. It's in the way you speak to yourself, the way you take care of your body, and the way you honor your boundaries. It's in the choices you make every day to prioritize your well-being, whether that means saying no to things that drain you or saying yes to things that nourish your soul. Being single allows you to cultivate these habits without distraction, to make yourself your number one priority without guilt or compromise. This period of self-love and healing also helps you recognize your worth. When you're single, you have the time to remind yourself of all the things you bring to the table. You can celebrate your strengths, acknowledge your accomplishments, and appreciate the unique qualities that make you who you are. This sense of self-worth is a powerful foundation, not just for future relationships, but for every area of your life. It empowers you to make choices that align with your values and to demand the respect and love you deserve. Healing and self-love are not linear journeys. There will be days when you feel strong and confident, and there will be days when old wounds resurface. But being single gives you the space to navigate these ups and downs without external pressure. It allows you to move at your own pace, to give yourself grace when you falter, and to celebrate your progress along the way. Each step you take toward healing and self-love is a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. This process also prepares you for the future. When you heal and learn to love yourself, you set a new standard for the relationships you allow into your life. You no longer seek validation from others because you've already given it to yourself. You no longer settle for half-hearted love because you know what it feels like to be fully loved by yourself. This inner work ensures that when the right person comes along, you're not looking for them to complete you, but to complement you. Being single is a time to turn inward, to mend the parts of yourself that need care, and to build a foundation of self-love that will sustain you for a lifetime. It's not about waiting for someone to love you. It's about learning to love yourself so deeply that whether or not someone else comes along, you know you are enough. Being single provides an unparalleled opportunity to establish clear boundaries in your life boundaries that define who you are, what you stand for, and what you will no longer tolerate. In relationships, it's easy to blur these lines, sometimes compromising too much in the name of love, acceptance, or fear of being alone. However, when you are single, you have the freedom and clarity to focus on yourself and take control of your emotional, mental, and physical space. This is your time to draw the lines that protect your well-being, empower your individuality, and ensure that you remain true to yourself in all circumstances. Boundaries are essential for self-respect and self-preservation. They are not about shutting people out, they are about creating a safe space where you can thrive. When you are single, you have the chance to reflect on past experiences and identify the moments where your boundaries were crossed or where you allowed others to take advantage of your kindness, time, or energy. It's a time to ask yourself hard questions. Where have I compromised too much? Where have I ignored red flags? What behaviors have I tolerated that left me feeling disrespected or unworthy? This introspection is the first step in understanding the boundaries you need to set moving forward. Being single also allows you to define what you truly want and need from the people in your life. Without the influence of a partner, you can think clearly about what is most important to you. What does respect look like to you? What does support feel like? What behaviors align with your values and what behaviors are deal breakers? When you take the time to answer these questions, you begin to form a blueprint for the kind of relationships you want to cultivate, not just romantically, but in every area of your life. Establishing boundaries is also about recognizing your worth. It's about understanding that you are not obligated to please everyone or to bend over backward for people who don't reciprocate your energy. When you're single, you have the space to prioritize your own needs without guilt. You can practice saying no to things that don't serve you and yes to the things that do. This is a powerful shift, one that strengthens your sense of self and builds your confidence. You begin to realize that setting boundaries is not selfish, it's necessary. It's an act of self-love and self-care. This period of singleness is also a time to practice enforcing your boundaries. It's one thing to know what you want, but it's another to communicate it and stand firm when those lines are tested. Being single allows you to navigate situations where you can assert yourself, whether it's at work, with friends, or in family dynamics. You learn to express your needs calmly and confidently without fear of conflict or rejection. You begin to understand that people who truly care about you will respect your boundaries, while those who don't are not meant to be in your life. Boundaries are not just about saying no to others, they're also about saying yes to yourself. They create room for you to focus on your personal growth, your goals, and your passions. They allow you to protect your time and energy so that you can pour them into the things that matter most to you. When you set boundaries, you are prioritizing your happiness and well-being. You are creating a life where you feel empowered, respected, and fulfilled. Being single also provides an opportunity to reevaluate the boundaries you set with yourself. Are you holding yourself accountable for your goals? Are you practicing self-discipline? Are you setting limits on behaviors or habits that are not serving you? This is a time to be honest with yourself and to create structures that support your growth. Whether it's committing to a healthier lifestyle, setting aside time for personal development, or limiting time spent on distractions, these self-imposed boundaries are just as important as the ones you set with others. As you establish and enforce boundaries during this time, you are also preparing yourself for future relationships. When you know your limits and respect your own needs, you set the tone for how others should treat you. You enter relationships with clarity and confidence, knowing what you will and won't accept. This not only ensures healthier dynamics, but also attracts people who align with your values and respect your individuality. Being single gives you the chance to see the impact of boundaries in your life. As you implement them, you'll notice changes in how you feel and how others treat you. You may find that some people respect and appreciate your newfound clarity, while others push back or drift away. This is not a loss, it's a blessing. It's a sign that your boundaries are working, filtering out those who don't belong in your life and making space for those who do. Through this process, you begin to understand that boundaries are not walls, they are bridges. They connect you to a better version of yourself and to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. They are an essential part of creating a life where you feel safe, valued, and at peace. Being single is your chance to build those bridges, to define the lines that honor your worth, and to step confidently into the future, knowing that you are in control of your own happiness. Being single is a powerful time to rediscover your independence and explore the boundless freedom that comes with it. In relationships, even the healthiest ones, decisions and actions are often shared, and compromises are made to accommodate the needs and desires of both people. While this can be fulfilling, it sometimes limits your ability to focus solely on your own dreams, aspirations, and personal growth. Being single, however, removes those constraints, giving you the space to focus entirely on yourself and experience life on your terms. This is a unique season where you have the chance to embrace your independence fully. You're not accountable to anyone else's schedule or preferences. You can make decisions without considering how they might impact a partner. Want to take a solo trip across the globe? Go for it. Feel like starting a new hobby or diving into a new career path? The choice is entirely yours. Being single gives you the autonomy to live boldly, to take risks, and to try new things without worrying about anyone else's approval or opinion. Freedom in singleness also extends to your daily life. You get to decide how you spend your time, how you structure your day, and what priorities take center stage. There's no need to coordinate plans or check in with anyone else. You can wake up and set your own agenda, whether that means working late on a passion project, spending an entire day immersed in your favorite book, or simply taking a long walk to clear your mind. This level of freedom allows you to focus on what truly matters to you, cultivating a life that reflects your values and desires. Financial independence is another significant advantage of being single. In relationships, finances are often a shared responsibility, which can sometimes lead to compromises or conflicts over spending and saving habits. But when you're single, you have complete control over your financial decisions. You can allocate your resources toward your own goals, whether that's saving for a home, starting a business, investing in your education, or simply treating yourself to something special. This financial freedom enables you to build a foundation of security and independence that empowers you to create the life you want. Being single also allows you to set and pursue personal goals without distraction. You can dedicate time and energy to becoming the best version of yourself, whether that's through fitness, education, career development, or creative pursuits. You don't have to balance your ambitions with someone else's needs or compromise on the pace at which you pursue them. This is your time to focus entirely on your growth and to achieve the milestones that matter most to you. Perhaps one of the most liberating aspects of being single is the freedom to explore who you are without external influences. In relationships, it's easy to adopt the habits, interests, and preferences of your partner, sometimes losing sight of your own individuality in the process. Singleness gives you the chance to reconnect with yourself, to discover what you truly enjoy, and to explore passions that are uniquely yours. It's an opportunity to learn more about your likes and dislikes, your strengths and weaknesses, and the things that make you feel alive. This period of freedom is also a time to deepen your relationship with yourself. You learn to rely on your own instincts, make decisions independently, and trust your ability to navigate life's challenges. This self-reliance builds confidence and resilience, qualities that will serve you well in all areas of life. When you're single, you have the chance to prove to yourself that you are capable, resourceful, and strong enough to thrive on your own. The freedom of being single also extends to your social life. You can spend time with friends and family without having to consider how it fits into a partner's schedule or preferences. You can build new connections, expand your network, and surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. This is your time to cultivate meaningful relationships that enrich your life and bring you joy without the complications or compromises that can come with romantic partnerships. Freedom in singleness is not just about external choices, it's also about internal liberation. It's about freeing yourself from societal expectations and pressures to be in a relationship. It's about realizing that your worth is not defined by your relationship status and embracing the fact that you can be whole, fulfilled, and content on your own. This mindset shift allows you to live authentically, unapologetically pursuing the life that feels right for you. Being single is a time to embrace spontaneity, to say yes to new experiences, and to take risks without fear of how they might impact a relationship. It's a time to explore the world, to chase your dreams, and to live boldly. The freedom you experience during this season is not something to be taken for granted. It's a gift that allows you to grow, to learn, and to thrive in ways you might never have imagined. This period of independence and freedom empowers you to become your own source of happiness and fulfillment. It's a time to celebrate the possibilities, to seize every opportunity, and to create a life that is uniquely and unapologetically yours. Being single isn't a limitation, it's an invitation to explore the vastness of who you are and what your life can become. Being single is an invaluable opportunity to cultivate a strong sense of emotional strength and resilience. In a world where relationships often become a source of validation and comfort, standing on your own allows you to develop inner fortitude and discover the power within yourself to navigate life's challenges. This period is not about isolation or loneliness, it's about building the kind of emotional self-reliance that forms the foundation for lasting confidence and self-worth. It's about learning to be your own anchor, your own source of stability, and your own safe harbor. Emotional strength begins with facing yourself honestly and embracing the full spectrum of your feelings. When you're single, there's no one else to lean on during moments of doubt or uncertainty, which forces you to confront your emotions head on. This might sound daunting, but it's a transformative process. Instead of avoiding or suppressing your feelings, you learn to sit with them, understand them, and work through them. This practice builds emotional resilience as you realize that you are capable of weathering life's storms on your own. One of the most empowering aspects of being single is that it teaches you to find comfort within yourself. It's easy to rely on others for reassurance or emotional support, but when you're single, you have the chance to develop the ability to self-soothe. This means finding healthy ways to process stress, disappointment, or sadness, whether through journaling, meditation, exercise, or simply taking time for reflection. Over time, you come to trust your ability to handle whatever comes your way, and this trust becomes a source of deep inner peace. Being single also allows you to break free from the external validation that relationships often provide. Many people unknowingly tie their sense of worth to their partner's opinions, affection, or attention. But when you're single, you learn to validate yourself. You begin to see that your value doesn't depend on someone else's approval or love. Instead, it comes from within your character, your achievements, your passions, and the way you show up for yourself every day. This realization is liberating and builds unshakable confidence. Another key aspect of emotional strength is the ability to set and enforce boundaries, which becomes easier to practice when you're single. You learn to recognize what drains you emotionally and what replenishes you. You gain the clarity to say no to situations, people, or behaviors that don't align with your well-being. As you protect your emotional space, you become stronger and more attuned to your needs. This skill not only enhances your life as a single person, but also prepares you for healthier dynamics in future relationships. Singleness also provides the time and space to develop emotional independence. In relationships, it's common to rely on a partner for decision-making, problem-solving, or even just daily companionship. While there's nothing wrong with leaning on someone else occasionally, it's equally important to know that you can stand on your own. Being single helps you practice making decisions for yourself, solving your own problems, and finding joy in your own company. This independence strengthens your sense of agency and empowers you to take control of your life. Being single encourages you to cultivate a growth mindset when it comes to emotional challenges. Instead of seeing difficulties as failures or reasons to feel defeated, you start to view them as opportunities to grow stronger. Being single is a powerful season of self-discovery, growth, and independence. It allows you to build emotional strength, set boundaries, and find fulfillment within yourself. Embrace this time as an opportunity to become the best version of you, fully prepared for whatever life brings next.